Loki hype on a scale of 1 to 10. Follow my lead here. Hidden, 9. My boy Hidden over here, 9 until we find out what legendary fruit he ate. Then he goes up or down a point, 1 point. So either he's gonna be a 10 or he's gonna be 8. Editor, Austin, what's up? Austin, 10, flat out, goddamn. Masalucci, One Piece finally making an important long-awaited character cool / not joke design and people are eating it up. Absolutely. Ogma over here, 10 across the board. AT, character design is absolutely fire. Senjutsu Sage, I think Loki was framed. Ghost, 81 out of 10. Here we have Sterling, a 10. Aziz says design, lore, mythology references, portrayal / first appearances, 10 out of 10 easily. Gucci Ibax, 8. I need to see Luffy's reaction to what he said before I can justify if the hype is higher or lower. Instinct, 10 easily. The first giant with insane aura. Now that is not true, because Dorian Broggie had disgusting aura when they first appeared, but obviously, clearly, this video is heavily recency biased. But let's continue. Ifon's over here. Loki with the legendary Saiyan Double Fruit is stronger than Shanks. Oh my. Toilet Pika. Bro got an aura of 10 out of 10. I'm even crazy enough to think he might be stronger than Kaido just off aura alone. Pistachio, 10. But he is the new Yamato, quote, of Elbaf that wants redemption power-wise. I can see him as strong as Odin, but not stronger than Yonko's. Zach over here says 10. I hate giving perfect scores, but I don't know how it could be better. Design bit of Kaido, Dofi, Big Mom, nicknames, accursed prince / same of Elbaf / sun god, setting strength, feet lore, Double Fruit lore, got it all going right now. Hashtag Goda. Shay says 10 out of 10, literally the definition of max aura. White-haired pirate, Icy, looks perfect for the royalty of this region. I'll go Flames, Loki is up there with Kaido and Whitebeard. You see here first, and we see the shots of Kaido, Whitebeard, and Loki. Sky Kings is my boy. Design is 9 out of 10, or off first impressions, 8 out of 10. However, the hype / aura might go down depending later on. He has a picture of Neptune being chained up, where Neptune at first had some pretty damn good aura and then kind of fell off a cliff. Andy, type of dude to get out and first thing he does is visit your girl. 8 out of 10. Crazy. Mr. March, my boy, he's a solid 10 on the aura alone, but I'm gonna have to see more of him for an official rating. Eric X, I've seen him before on Twitter a few times. He actually can be a top tier in the verse depending on when he was captured. Could explain why he wasn't hyped up and could easily be above Yonko's if Big Mom was referring to his power specifically. Cheeto Boy, 9. D Soji, design is a 9 out of 10. Rodigay, I think this is his name. He reminds me of Kaido. Dr. Joyboy, 10. This man looks like he's about to be the next Kaido. You see a lot of similarities, and it's very, very obvious here. People are comparing Loki's introduction to Kaido's introduction. He has the same sort of Kaido energy, and both Kaido and Loki wanted to do what? They want to have a war to just end the entire world. So the mindset is very similar and the vibes are similar off the gate too. But in terms of first impressions, there's a key difference here that I want to get to, but not just yet because people just love Loki. Let's continue down the list. Lou Jr., the actual 5th Yonko, just doesn't have the crew because his entire country is against him. My theory, lol. Libu, 9. Vissoff, 9.5. Shazai, 10. Mazelman, 9. Hardkish W, 11 out of 10. Zelos, 8.5. Wade World, it's a 10. This dude's stocks are through the roof. Hank Moody has to have him a 45. And I'm gonna stop reading up all these comments for a bit because you get the gist, okay? And if you agree that Loki is the truth, then give your boy a thumbs up. But the question is, what kind of truth? All right, this is very important here. There are some folks that are playing it safe. They're giving, let's say, a 6 or 7 out of 10, which is fair. And then there are some folks that are actually unimpressed by Loki off the gate. But he is the truth in the sense that Luffy felt a tingling in his bones, right? Luffy felt something that just moved him towards Loki. And when Luffy does that, that generally means that someone is of note. That's very important. Kizaru in the last arc, where he felt someone strong appear, and Kizaru and Admiral was here. And so in the same vein as someone like Kizaru, we're seeing that with Loki. Furthermore, I actually do agree a lot, where to me, Loki is probably very similar to Odin, real-time version of Odin. Odin's legend was so damn spectacular that even Akainu and Sengoku knew the name Odin, and Odin's legacy, you could argue, is in part the reason why a lot of folks just do not want to invade Wano country, because of the strong samurai that are there. And when you think about Elbaf, the mightiest nation in the world, when it comes to power, Elbaf, they reign supreme. And Loki seems to be the cream of the crop, Macho Man Randy Savage style. So hold on now. Even though we never heard of him, let's say, joining a legendary pirate crew like Rogers or Whitebeards, let's say even Shiki's, that so far has not been revealed, but he does have a similar Kaido energy to him when it comes to destroying the world. And Loki in mythology, of course, Norse mythology, he's a heavy hitter. He is one of the heaviest hitters in the game. And obviously, his design is not just cool, but also he has what seems to be a hammer on his back, and we perceive that to be what, Mjolnir, including the hype that every giant was needed to subdue Loki. Now, you don't have Dorian Brogy, and you don't have Omi and Kashi. Dorian Brogy matter a lot, obviously, because they're very, very powerful. And I would guess that if Dorian Brogy were there, they wouldn't need every giant in the nation if they're being very literal and not, let's say, figure of speech. Or do they need actually every warrior to step up? Really, every warrior? Every warrior for Loki? Every warrior. That is a huge amount of sauce, because even though folks do dunk on the giants, in the last arc, what did Oda do? Oda showed you that these giants, regular dudes, can not only handle a large portion of a super buster call, but even elders were getting their attacks blocked by regular giants. We had Marcus Mars do a Kaido-style blast wave. Regular giants shield up, and they blocked it for the most part. So the giants have this energy, and what's even more interesting about Loki is that Loki, he may have some unique devil fruit thing going on, similar to Blackbeard. Because how does a fruit pass down from royalty to royalty, and the fruit doesn't just leave the entire country? How is that possible? How do you have a fruit stay in that area? We know that Caesar Clown could manipulate the fruits to do that, but that's Caesar Clown Smiley, and he has the technology and the science. Are there guys like that that work for the royalty of Elbaf, and they're able to actually manipulate where the fruit will go once the host dies, even if it's suddenly? Or is it more scheduled, planned? Something like, let's say, what we see with Blackbeard, and Blackbeard is able to just grab the power from anyone he wants to. Is it possible that someone else could be stealing powers like Blackbeard? But we also saw in the Big Mom flashback, what? You can transfer powers by doing some Attack on Titan activity, by consuming the host. Oof. Let's say his father was the one that hosted the power, and then Loki had to eat his own father like Big Mom ate Mother Caramel, and that's why he has the power now. See, there's a lot of mystery and excitement and fervor around Loki, and I would say, honest to God, rightfully so. There's a good chance where he is going to be in that top echelon of power. Where it'll be in terms of combat, we're not too sure. But in terms of the themes and the mysteries of Loki as a character, and how Oda could take Norse mythology and try to, like, let's say, manipulate it in some unique way, it's all very exciting. But at the same time, I want to throw in a monkey wrench. I want to be like Diddy Kong, not Diddy Kong, and throw in a little monkey wrench, okay? Luffy meeting a top tier villain off the gate like that is odd. It is odd. Normally in an arc, there's some sort of prep or there's some sort of build-up before Luffy meets a adversary that is extremely powerful. But the fact that we're getting Loki here and now immediately off the gate, I think it's a pretty strong sign that Loki may be actually a good dude, like what a lot of folks are saying, for sure. So he won't be, let's say, a Kaido-style adversary, but he'll be a good guy. Though if that's the case, I mean, let's say in terms of power, he wouldn't be that mega uber threat or force of nature, because ultimately it's Luffy that takes down the Prima, the king of the villains or villainesses. So Loki could be going through his heel turn right now, but it's actually a babyface in his heart of heart, in his Kingdom Hearts, which would be very interesting for the lore and why he is the way he is and why he wants to be the sun god and so on. But in terms of the standing, it probably does mitigate him a little bit in power. And then there is the possibility that Loki is weak. Loki could be almost like an Usopp figure, because remember, Usopp, this is going to be the arc where he's going to pop off. And Loki mythology is known to be a trickster. A lot of times in terms of power and abilities, he doesn't match the other gods. So what if Loki is actually a more of an Usopp type person and Luffy is getting tricked in some way to go and see him and free him, and it's all a part of Loki's play. Loki could be strong in the Brainiac way rather than the brawny way, potentially. So there are things here that are very interesting here, but Loki's hype right now is off the charts. So much so that even though for the first time we're seeing Elbaf's design and how cool Elbaf looks, people are way more focused on Loki than they are, I think, Elbaf's design. That's what I kind of see it based on the yapping for the last chapter. Loki gets their attention, like Loki, 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 Loki. And Elbaf, amazing, cool, oh my god, whoa. However, Loki's here needs a lot of hype. It also reminds me of the Kaido thing too, where we got to see for the first time in a long time Sanji and his party, which was cool to see, and then Kaido dropped 10K, and that took all the attention. That took all of the steam from the Swirly Pirates steamboat. Let me know if you are a supporter, or if you are kind of like waiting, like, yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy on this Loki gas right now. I'm gonna wait. Or do you think it's all just hoo-ha, it's all just dead air, and he could be like another version of Neptune ultimately in the future? Let me know your thoughts on the Loki hype. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys and gals on the flip side.